In this demo, I'm going to show you how to create an Arc Integrator web API which is secured by digital certificates or MTLS. And what is mutual TLS or MTLS and why do we need it? So MTLS is a secure authentication method that relies on the use of digital certificates to authenticate both the client and the server. It is more secure than basic authentication or JWT authentication because we are passing the only the public key through the transport channel, so the private key are not being submitted. Now, it provides a high level of security because it ensures the identity of both parties involved in the communication. And it is particularly useful in scenarios where strong authentication and security are required, such as in financial services, healthcare, or sensitive government applications. MTLS is particularly suitable for machine to machine communication, where clients and servers can be configured with certificates. And the downside is that MTLS is complicated to implement because we have to manage the digital certificates for both the client and the server. So in the Arc integrator, I have set up a an orchestration which comprises of an Arc web server. So the properties of the Arc web server are configured. So we have the unique ID of this web API and the IAM ID, which basically where the user, uh, which is configured to use or accept a particular certificate is placed. And also we have enabled the Arc web server to accept digital certificates. So sorry, accept only requests with digital certificates, and that a particular uh, signature of the certificate is specified in the cert issuer thumbprint, the NSN. So the that signature is it should be coming from this root authority. It should have this thumbprint, and it should have a distinguished name equal to this, and it should have a serial number equal to this. So those criteria has to be satisfied. So I have also created a postman request that will submit the request to the web API. Now we have a NoSQL configured to submit the JSON data received from the web server into the so the JSON data is going to be sent to this particular Arc database and on this particular collection. So if we open up the NoSQL configuration, so we have the ID of the Arc NoSQL where uh, the collection is going to be sent and the payload is going to be sent. So that is starts with 372. So this one here. So we'll delete all of the collections from that particular NoSQL, and then we're going to set the input as an array, and that the collection is going to be created if it doesn't exist. Then it's going to send a response back to the client when the upload is successful. On the other hand, if there is an error, the Arc web server is going to send the error message to another web response, which routes that error back to the client. So the error is sent to the client. The error message is sent to the client. And same is true with the Arc NoSQL sender. So if it encounters an error, the error node is going to be executed, and the error message is going to be passed back to the client. So we're going to save that and run it. Okay, so I have created a Postman collection that will send data to the web API. So first, I will configure the Postman to not send a digital certificate. Okay, so the uh, the ID of the URL will contain the web ID of the Arc web server. So this ID here. And we have a configured payload here, customers payload, and then we have set that the payload is a JSON. So I'll click on send, and as you can see, because we have the payload contains no certificate, so it the web API server rejected the request. So next, I will configure the certificate this time. So I will add a certificate with the request. So I will select a PFX file, and I will set the passphrase of the PFX file, and set the host and the port where this certificate is going to be submitted. So whenever this local host and port 8082 is encountered, it will submit the certificate along with it, and then we'll send that. So it took about 1.3 seconds, and it's the output has been uploaded with a response code of 200. So the web API has received that request, and it has uploaded it to the Arc NoSQL sender. So the Arc web server has received the request payload, and it has passed it onto the NoSQL sender. So the NoSQL sender has uploaded that successfully. So the green color means the processing is successful. So I'll go and check the NoSQL. So we have the the data uploaded to the NoSQL database, and then uh, the web response has passed on to the client the message that upload is successful, and it's completed the transaction. Next, what we'll do is we're going to trigger the error scenario. So the way to do that is I will hit the play again and wait for about few seconds for the development to get compiled and submitted and executed, and then we're going to uh, submit a I'm going to change the signature that is of the certificate. So I will say that the signature of the certificate has to be CN1 equal to something, and if that is not met, it's going to throw an error. So we'll submit the request. So this time it has returned a user has paid client certificate check. So because didn't match the re- uh, the criteria of CN1. So that ends our demo.